To archive these primitive or traditional Aboriginal skills for later use and for practice, and also to share with other people who are just learning as well, and some of the finer points of some things that are kind of hard to understand based on what I'm able to understand, of course. All right, so then we're going into the next one. Under, over, under, over, and pull through. And the thing about these palm fronds is that they have a mind of their own. They're really strong. They're really tough. They don't feel organic at all. They feel like plastic. You know, they feel like the fake plants. You know, it's like when you go up to a fake plant and you wonder if it's real or not. Well, these are real, but they certainly do have a texture of non-organic, which makes them kind of durable. All right, so now we're to the last five. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I'm going to weave one more time, and it is under, over, under, over, and then through. Okay, now this is where it's going to get kind of tricky, and I'm hoping the camera will do it justice for understanding. Is okay, now we want to we've got this we've kind of pretty much going all the way around, but now we want this to go into where we started here. All right, so we're gonna look at the weave we're gonna look at the leaflet that we started with, and usually what I've seen is the weavers will leave the first one kind of out a little bit so that it's easier to see to where you're starting at, and easier to insert. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're basically gonna take this outer one and weave it into this one, but we're gonna work it into our weave. So I'm gonna go under, over, now under, and then remember on the second over we go through, and where we end, oops, I lost it. So under, over, under. I'm gonna hold on to it this time. Now I gotta go over and through, and that will end it. So I insert it here and then pull it through. Now we're starting to work it in to the original weave. Okay, or where we started. Okay, again, holding on to the original ones, the ones that you've just woven into the center. Now I take the next one, and again we have to go over 2 and then weave in and through on the last one that we weave over. So we go under, over. Now the one that we started with, okay, from the very beginning, is the one where now we're going to go under, work the tip through, okay, and then over this next one, okay, right next to it, okay, and then that was the second over one, and then we're gonna pull the leaflet through. Like so. Now for you people that live in places where tropical plants are grown naturally, wow, you have a lot of material to work with and can get pretty good at this. I'm sure a lot of you already know how to do this, and that's great. I'm just archiving this kind of really from my own personal studies, but you know, if you have any insights, please feel free to comment or share or hit me back. Again, I'm just learning, and I know nothing about palm fronds. I'm just learning. So again, I'm just adjusting my leaflets. Okay, so then we take the next one, okay, and so this, now as we're working this and weave in, this is the very first one we started out with, this is the second one, this is the third one, and then this will be the fourth one here. So again, we still keep our pattern, okay, so we go we go under, excuse me. We're gonna go over the first one, put it through the opening there. Keep everything flat. Then under its neighbor, the second one, like so, and then over the very next one, which is this one right here. Okay, there's our original, there's the second one, there's the third one, and then we pull it through. Okay, and that creates our weave. Okay, and then the next one, the last one to work in, is now we're totally going to be reliant on what's already been woven. So this one here, I don't know if you can see this, but this one right here is the very first one. We can trace that one all the way back to the beginning. So that's the first one. That's the first one that we have to go underneath. Okay, so we want to go underneath this one. So we can move some of these fronds out the way. That's why we keep it kind of loose, because we'll have to jiggle some things out of the way. Okay, these tips like to split, and then that kind of makes it kind of frustrating. You don't want to split your leaf on by accident. Okay, so I'm gonna rotate this around in here because it's a flat object. That's not what I want. There we go. I believe, at any rate. And then that's the first one. Now this is the second one. We're gonna go over that one, work that in. I'm gonna come back up through this opening here, and then go under the next one, like so. And then this last one here is the one we go over. And again, as with our pattern, on the second one we go over, we pull up and through. Okay, and that should complete our weave. And then what you do is then you go through, and kind of here's your bowl shape here. And what you do is you go through and you start just tightening and adjusting your palm fronds until your leaflets, until everything is tight as you need it. Okay? And then there's a circular weave that happens to make the box. And when I get that down, I will share that when I can. So for the most part, this is the start of a bowl. I could possibly turn these outward and make them lay flat. So now they become more the start or the brim of a hat, for a palm frond hat, like so. And then the palm fronds will be woven on the top side to create the I'm sure there's a terminology for it, but the top of the hat, the cover of the hat. So, but essentially, this is a kind of circular weave with palm fronds, and the rhythm is in a circular motion, going under, over, under, over, and then through the center. And then you do that for each one, walking around the ring. So pretty much there you have it.